Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to the ZF Commercial Vehicles Control System India Limited Q1 FY23 earnings conference call hosted by Batlivala and Karani Securities India Private Limited. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode. There will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star then zero on your touch-tone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to Mr. Annamalai Jayaraj from Batlivala and Karani Securities India Private Limited. Thank you and over to you, sir.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us today and welcome to ZF Commercial Vehicle Control Systems India quarterly earnings call. The first quarter earnings results for this year will be presented by the management team of ZF Commercial Vehicle Control Systems India Limited. Your host today from ZF Commercial Vehicle Control Systems India Limited are Mr. P. Kanniyappan, Managing Director, and Mr. R. S. Rajagopal Shastri, CFO, as well as Mr. M. Muthulakshmi, Company Secretary. ZF Commercial Vehicle Control Systems India Limited results for the quarter ended June 30, 2022 were published on July 27, 2022 and is available on the website Commercial Vehicle Solutions ZF under the Investor Relations section. I hope that you have had an opportunity to go through that. An audio and transcript of this call will also be made available on the website Commercial Vehicle Solutions ZF under the Investor Relations section. I will now hand over the call to Mr. P. Kanniyappan, who will provide you with further insights on the results. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Jayaraj. I warmly welcome you all to ZF Commercial Vehicle Control Systems India Limited first quarter FY23 results. Certain forward-looking statements that we will make today are based on management's good faith expectations and beliefs concerning future development. As you know, the actual results may differ materially from these expectations as a result of many factors. In today's call, in addition to the financial performance, we will also be sharing with you an update on the progress that we have made thus far in introducing advanced technologies in the AS domains, the autonomous connected electric domain in the Indian commercial vehicle market. So I will be actually going through the presentation, which of course we have also loaded in the stock exchange website. So you may use that for your reference purposes. So I am going to the slide number 2. So here I will briefly touch upon those macroeconomic factors which have an impact on our relevant market. The GDP estimates for the coming year are undergoing multiple revisions, and the latest estimate is at 7.2%. This still is the best among all the major developing and developed economies of the world. As the commercial vehicle production has direct correlation to the GDP growth, this would augur well for the CV production in the country. You would notice that the graph below in the slide shows that the freight rates are holding on against the diesel prices. This is an indication of the vehicle utilization and the fleet profitability, etc. So while inflation would be a dampener, various other aspects like the increased investment in mobility infrastructure, vehicle scrappage policy do promise a robust future. Next slide. So I'm going to slide number 3. So here in Q1 you can see the vehicle production growth of 128%. That's because it's against a very low base, because last year during the same quarter India was severely affected by the second wave of COVID. The vehicle production growth is driven by multiple factors. One is of course higher retail sales due to increased truck utilization driven by infrastructure, real estate and mining sectors. Intermediate and light commercial vehicle growth is largely due to e-commerce, intercity last mile connectivity and increase in penetration of CNG and LNG vehicles, and of course return of the bus production. Next slide. Yeah. Here, we now give you a quick overview of the financial. As you would see, the expansion in sales after the lows of the pandemic have been very balanced. The efforts of the economy in introducing and expanding, the efforts of the company in introducing and expanding various products and solutions like the telematics, trailer segment, and pricing recovery positively impacted sales to OEM. The 68% growth in the aftermarket is through various steps like expanding the network, introduction of new products and offerings like the diesel exhaust plate, and also increasing the velocity across the supply chain. The intercompany sales benefited by better capacity utilization and better management of the supply chain. It was also aided by the start of the production of various projects which were in the pipeline, like the levers for the air disc brake, the brake chambers to more customers, air supply units to also customers like BMW, name a few. We have more information on the profitability in the next slide. Yeah, we present here the profit earned by the company, the difficult period faced so far by the economy, the country at large, did impact the profitability of the company, even though the various measures and controls did help in mitigating the impact. In the last couple of quarters, the measures initiated, namely cost controls and pricing recovery, are gaining traction and the profitability is improving. We closed the first quarter of this financial year with a profit after tax of 8.5% and EBITDA of 15%, with an improvement quarter on quarter also sequentially. Yeah. The change in profit and the profitability came from the volume effect, which is within it the gains from pricing, mix and productivity. Employee costs did go up due to inflation and also additions of engineering resources for our global product engineering service businesses. There are more spend in the other expenses to support the volume. The additional people and their services to the global did bring in additional service income. The story is similar on a sequential quarter-on-quarter comparison too. More productivity, pricing and volumes were beneficial to the profitability, and some savings were noted in the employee cost as the stable volume helped us plan our workforce better. There was a short-term reduction in service income due to accounting actions, which will come back in the coming quarter. Now I am going to actually share some details about our new technologies and products. ZF aims to lead the next generation mobility globally. Accordingly, in the following slides, I would like to share with you some of the technologies which we are and we will be introducing in India. Yeah, here I'm going to use the autonomous connected electric domain. That will be my focus. So I'm starting with autonomous driving. So in autonomous driving area, what are the technologies that we are launching and progress of those things. Next slide. Yeah. So in this space, Hill Start Aid is a technology that we have launched recently, about a year ago. Hill Start Aid is an add-on functionality to anti-lock braking system and can be activated on the ABS system with additional hardware modifications on the vehicle. This safety feature supports the driver by giving them the time required to take the vehicle back into control on inclines, optimizes vehicle stability, and avoids unintended collision due to rollback. Hill Start Aid improves safety during stop and go situations on hilly terrain and slopes. The feature is supplemented with automatic traction control, which offers greater vehicle stability and increased tire life. This technology has been gaining acceptance in Indian market, and more OEMs are introducing. The next one is on the automatic traction control. This is also another add-on functionality to the ABS, anti-lock braking system. And ATC or automatic traction control can be enabled by additional hardware and modifications to ABS. The technology prevents wheel spin during acceleration under different surface conditions, especially slippery surface like mining, sand, and ice, and avoids loss of traction of one or more wheels, helps to prevent wheel slip on different surface conditions. It increases vehicle stability, increases tire life, and when combined with the wheel stock aids the driver to drive on gradient, especially with lesser adhesion between tire and ground. With over 5 decades of experience in pioneering active safety technologies for commercial vehicles, ZF was the first to market ESC technology, electronic stability control technology, for commercial vehicles. It's an extension of anti-locking braking system and electronic braking system, the building block for autonomous driving. ESC Smart, the trademark name, stabilizes the vehicle during critical driving maneuvers and selectively activates the brake and stabilizes the vehicle, preventing accidents. In India, ESC is being mandated by the government. The first phase is going to be in April 2023 for the M3 buses, which we believe will be followed to other vehicles like trucks. However, some of the OEMs in India have already launched this product, and we have been working with all OEMs and supporting them to homologate their vehicles with this technology. Yeah. We have a complete portfolio of ADAS. ADAS is actually Advanced Driver Assistance System, portfolio of ADAS technology, which we call C, which is actually categorized against See, Think, and Act. So these component systems are already we are working with many OEMs here, both as a component supplier, also as a system supplier. You can see in the various types of radar, camera, and various sensors come under the C category. Thinking essentially, think is the system, think through the electronic control unit, the onboard computers, and various other advanced systems. The actuation takes place through the various control systems like EBS, ESC, electric drive, air disc brake, etc. ZF is the pioneer of electronic braking systems for the trailer market, and is now the global market leader for trailer electronic braking system, trailer EBS. Trailer EBS provides a comprehensive portfolio of safety and efficiency functions for trailers. In addition, trailer EBS is the central platform for trailer intelligence and enables the trailer to connect drivers, fleet, and cargo owners to rich sources of onboard systems and operational information. In India, we have already launched this product. The adoption of this product by the fleet is very encouraging. Now I'm going to talk to you on the solutions and what we are doing in India and the connectivity space. The company over the years has noticeably progressed along our industry's path towards mobilizing the intelligence of commercial vehicle control systems. ZF is at the forefront in our space to harness the power of mobile communication and cloud-based solutions. This means we provide solutions to help improve vehicle and driver performance by enabling linkage to and intelligent use of captured onboard system information. Offering unrivaled technology coverage and industry-leading fleet management solutions for trucks, buses, and trailers, ZF further differentiates through its ability to connect commercial vehicles to the Internet of Things. As a full system supplier, ZF can uniquely connect truck, trailer, cargo, drivers, business partners, and fleet operators in real time, helping commercial fleets to significantly enhance safety and productivity. Today, we are offering these solutions to the OEMs in India and also in the aftermarket space, and are managing around 90,000 active connections. We are also empaneled at the national level as a provider of AS 140, Automotive Industry Standard 140 solution, which is mandated for the passenger carrying vehicles in India already. Leveraging the seamless connectivity of our telematic solutions, which are AS 140 compliant, we obtain rich data 24/7 from onboard mission critical systems. Simultaneously, we integrate this information onto a fleet manager's console via web-based back office technology. By translating this big data into actionable management insights, fleets enhance efficiency and asset utilization. Now, on the trailer pulse, designed to capture data on trailer with limited electronics, trailer pulse is a robust trailer telematic solution that supplies real-time location and rich electronic braking system data. Built on data collected from a trailer EBS system, and trailer pulse, the back-end portal provides insights into the technical performance and health state of trailers. Trailer pulse offers real-time access to operational data to help fleet managers, owners make smart decisions to manage and improve the daily utilization of their fleet. This product has already been launched in India, and the adoption by the trailer fleet is encouraging. Now, coming to the electric mobility, the trend in the electric EV transition is very strong across the globe, and India also follows the trend. As you might be aware, the series production of electric buses has started in India. The content in the EV domain is very substantial. We have launched a slew of products as shown in the next slide in India. So this slide shows the portfolio of products that we have already launched in India for the EV range. Then we have some, particularly the electric compressor, disc brake, electronic braking system are in series supply to Indian OEMs. Finally, I would like to take the opportunity to inform you that the investment approval for the Oragadam site is obtained and the construction activities are underway. The view of the proposed factory is shown here. That completes my presentation. Thank you. So we now welcome your questions.
Thank you. We will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 on your touch-tone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. The first question is from the line of Mukesh Saraf from Spark Capital. Please go ahead.
So good afternoon, and thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for a lot of these details that you have provided on the new products. My first question is, could you broadly give a sense of which of these new products are actually coming from ZF's global stable, and which of them, probably WAPCO as a company already had? This will just give us a sense of, how ZF is helping, the Indian entity get new products.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mukesh. All these products that I presented are part of the listed entity. So many of them are actually developed in the earlier form of WAPCO portfolio. Few of them are from ZF. For example, the advanced driver assistance systems, both ZF and WAPCO were actually pioneering. But then after it has been decided that it will be handled through the partner WAPCO or CVCS. So accordingly, it will be it is going to be promoted through within India, the listed entity.
Right. So, I do get a sense that all of these will be in the listed entity, but you're saying that ADAS products were largely the ones that probably WAPCO on its own didn't have, and ZF was probably, more of the contributor there. Is that a fair understanding?
Yeah. That is correct.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
because of vast, size and scale, many of these electronic
Sure.
products are, even in-house manufactured, and Xerox was actually pioneering those technologies. Now it has been combined and it has been decided that
Okay.
be a part of the braking system.
Right. And secondly, any of these products that you can highlight where the localization levels are, already at, decently high levels, or should we assume that right now the import, will largely be imported in some form?
Yeah. Mainly the braking products, whether it is, hill start aid or, the traction control. Those things already localized, and these are being supplied largely from a local supply chain. Then part of that, we are in the process of localizing the other advanced technologies because slowly we are seeing volume. And particularly in the electric area, still it's a global supply chain. But then there is a requirement that this need to be localized. Minimum we need to offer about 50% localization to get the benefit, from that frame to.
Right.
So accordingly, we are crafting all our actions to meet those expectations through a localization route. And in a way, we are going one step further. Wherever it's possible to localize, our approach is to go for maximum localization, not only to meet the requirements of the government, but beyond to meet the cost target.
Okay. Right. And just one last question, sir, on the connectivity solutions. Just wanted to understand how do we, bill the customers? Is it like a one-time that the customers pay for the solution, or is it like a subscription model? And who owns the data? Is it that the customer owns the data, or do we have access to that data? Could you give us some sense on that?
Good question. So, in the OE front, it is essentially the data is owned by the OE, but then our billing model is we supply of course, we sell the hardware. We have got a very robust hardware. So, hardware is billed at the time of billing, and then we also have a contract to support the customer in the field for subscription. So, we also have a subscription revenue for those vehicles, and we run a service desk, everything, and providing all the support to the customer. And
so this subscription revenue will be the fleet operator, but the initial revenue will be the OEM. Is that how it will work?
Can you say it again?
So I was just wondering if the subscription revenue will come from the fleet operator, but the hardware revenue will come more from the OEM.
So for the first 1 year or 2 years, it depends on, of course, our contract. The OEM gives the subscription.
Okay.
And then beyond that, of course, together with OEM, we need to work with the fleets and make sure they continue the service.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you so much, sir. I'll get back in the queue. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Before we take the next question, a reminder to all the participants that you may press star and 1 to ask a question. Next question is from the line of Concall Maheshwari from Avrika Capital. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity. So 2 questions. So one is on the export. In the last 4 to 6 quarters, our exports have been around that 250 crores mark. In your opening comments, you mentioned about certain projects which are about to start off, and hence, should we expect, and also you mentioned about easing supply chain issues. So should we expect the export trajectory to move up, or it is still awaiting the project expansion which you were conducting?
I'm not sure whether I got the question fully.
So if I may just repeat it, that the export revenues in the last 4 to 6 quarters have been around the 250 crore mark. You were expanding and you were setting up a new facility for the same to take this thing further. But you, in your opening comments, you also mentioned there are certain new projects which you are working on and which this has already started. So do you expect a pickup in the exports business more from a 12 to 18 month perspective?
Yeah, thank you. So there are two aspects. As such, we have been continuously working on new project pipeline, and there are actually those things will come on stream. So because the current plant is full, so we needed a space. So Oragadam site will actually support the future growth, and many future projects. Already we are now investing on the facilities, etc. So that when the plant is ready, that will be coming on stream. So that's a continuous path. There could be challenges now because of certain geopolitical topics and certain impacts in other markets, but that part I'm not in a position to comment right now. But we have a clear pipeline of projects to drive our growth.
And this expansion, when does this get completed?
This will be completed next year, sometime around October-November period. This expansion not only for export, but it also support our domestic requirements. And we have also been selected as the production-linked incentive component champion. So that new site will become a manufacturing entity supporting all the domestic export, electric, all those advanced technology requirements of the PLI, etc.
Okay. My second question is on margins. Again, in your opening commentary, you mentioned that margins improved on account of price hikes, productivity, and also product mix. Now, there has been a reduction in commodity prices in the recent past. Sequentially, you expect the margins to get better, and should that be reaching mid-teen EBITDAs which you were earlier having prior to COVID period?
Okay, there is two topics. One is the material, the inflation. Still, it does not come in the market. At least in our with our contracts with our suppliers, yet to see a reduction in the steel and other areas. Maybe still a lot of discussions are going on. Our prices are linked to our customer prices with our suppliers. So there's a cycle when it comes into effect. But we've already started seeing some reduction in the aluminium. Mainly our raw materials are aluminium and steel. But of course our margin is improvement is not only because of the price recovery that we are getting from customers. We are also initiating actions to really continue our our margin, better margin. While we will be still continuing with the OEMs to secure some more increases that is due, but there are other actions we are taking to improve the productivity and the factories, etc. to improve. Yeah.
Okay, but margins should be heading back to the mid-teens as you get scale in the business and underlying CV sector volumes also pick up.
Can you say it again?
So the margins, our historic margins have been around the mid-teen levels. Is that something which we should expect directionally we should get to?
Yeah. So this I've been telling in the earlier calls also. That is the direction we are working. Of course, there are many headwinds and challenges, but we are taking many actions to really move directionally in that path.
Great, sir. Great. Thank you so much. All the best.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next question is from the line of Mukesh Saraf from Spark Capital. Please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Thank you again for the opportunity. Just in continuing the previous question, sir. Firstly, on the hill start aid and the automatic traction control, could you give a sense on what kind of content or realization per vehicle we can have on these products? And what is the potential market opportunity in terms of, which segments are they most used in, and how is the penetration for these things right now?
Yeah. Okay, content, I would say is in the range of about 3,000 rupees, because only an add-on to ABS system. And applicable market is all the vehicles that are fitted with ABS, meaning today it's
Okay.
all the air brake vehicles or medium and heavy commercial vehicles. And the penetration is like, few OEMs, they took a stand that 100% they will go with this. Now others are really seeing the benefit and trying to, go for a proof of concept and planning to launch.
Right. So, you're saying OEMs are providing it as a standard fitment now, sir, with their vehicles, wherever there is ABS?
One of the major OEMs decided to go with standard as a standard fitment. Others, they are now experimenting. Some of them are giving us an option. Some are they are yet to decide. But progressively, in our view, the market will see the benefit of it.
Right. And so 3,000 is together, both hill start aid and ATC?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. And just my last one is regarding the EV, especially on the buses side of it. Any update on any new order wins over there, sir, on the EV side of it?
Sorry.
Any update on order wins that you might have had on the EV part of it?
Yeah. So, see, I presented 3 products here, three products. So if you look at e-compressor, we are winning almost as a leading position in India. The compressor, we have got a strong presence in mechanical system. So electric compressor also. So we worked ahead of market. So we are winning a leading position. And already we have started series supplies. We have started at least 2 of the customers in India. Others are also soon they will follow suit. So it's the production started. So we are now focusing on localization, etc. And on the disc brake, again, one of the major Indian OEM, they have decided to fit it as a standard feature in the front axles. So we have already started supplying. At least it's in series production. Localization is high level of localization. And we are now, working with our OEMs to adapt. We work with them to help them to adapt electronic braking system instead of ABS, because there are a lot of advantages of going for electronic braking, because it will save the energy recuperation. There are features available in the electronic braking system which will help them to really reduce the energy consumption, which will have an impact on the the investment of the battery, etc., battery infrastructure, etc. So some customers have, I would say there, again, it will take some time. Some customers have already decided and they are moving. Others, our view also adopted.
Right. But EBS, vis-a-vis the ABS, EBS will be a lot more expensive, sir.
Yeah. It is more expensive, but it's a matter of payback. They get the benefit also.
Right. Any ratio, like, I mean, on average, if ABS is say 15,000 rupees, EBS could be how much, sir?
EBS, a delta of probably you can say about 30,000 rupees on ABS.
Okay. And just lastly, in continuation, sir, in a lot of these buses orders, we have noticed that the OEMs, are also trying to provide mobility as a service to these state transport undertakings. Does that in any way change the way your billing happens, to the OEM, or it doesn't change anything for you?
Right now it doesn't change because the vehicle is still produced by the OEMs and they're selling it to another company who in turn provides the service. That also could be an opportunity for us in the aftermarket space. So you can connect with the service provider, that transport as a service provider. We can always connect with them and probably we can take. There are opportunities in the aftermarket.
Right. Great, sir. Great. Thank you for the response. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next question is from the line of Sanjay Doshi from Nippon India Mutual Funds. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, sir, and thanks for the opportunity. I have just a couple of questions and more to do with how WAPCO and ZF have worked together over the years now. So just wanted to understand your, in terms of when we look at Indian opportunity, how are we approaching clients in terms of the larger product portfolio and what are the success there? And on the other hand, have we been able to finalize the opportunity from India to leverage engineering and cost competitiveness for global markets on a combined level? So those are the two questions from my end, sir.
Yeah, thank you. So actually the integration process very successfully handled, and from January 1st this year, we actually launched the combined commercial vehicle division. And commercial vehicle solutions division essentially to really be a single face to the customer and take the best of both in terms of product technologies, in terms of competencies, capabilities, and everything. So our first focus is to make sure that we actually provide the best service to the customers and maintain or grow our position in the market. So that I'm happy to share with you that we are in the right track and we've been gaining confidence with all the OEMs. On the portfolio of products, the strong presence of the braking system products or WAPCO products is continuing and we are growing there. Few areas we are also using this opportunity and promoting products like ADAS, I was saying, that advanced driver assistance systems, etc. And also most of the products that I showed today in terms of electric compressor or a disc brake, all those things are former braking system products. So we're continuing to drive through the listed part of the business. The synergy of using that organization, you're also, as I said, synergizing that ADAS program, we are now driving this. As such, that is the current situation as far as the portfolio is concerned. We are still continuing to focus and drive the former WAPCO portfolio, plus some of at least the area of ADAS we have moved. As I also have been saying earlier, that we always want to look at what is the best route to the customer. We are now working in other product portfolios like transmissions, the shock absorber, axles, air systems, and so many other product portfolios there in the set of portfolio. So which we are now working with all OEMs to really make a breakthrough there. Whether what part of that approach will be supported by the listed business is something that we need to really look at. But finally, we would like to make sure that whatever decision we take is the right approach to the customers and of course beneficial to the various stakeholders. On the engineering side, we are actually expanding. We are expanding, in Chennai, more and more competency we are building because the understanding is not only for global support, even for India market now to really drive the growth. we are trying to build the capability here itself so that we will be able to respond quickly, faster, in an agile manner, etc. to customers. So it is growing. It is growing. It will significantly grow the engineering activity.
Right, sir. Thank you for your detailed answer. And just last on this, on the export side, do we see the competitiveness from this entity and Indian cost base providing us with a much larger market to cater to ZF global needs?
Yeah, that's a very key topic. We always positioned ourselves as one of the best cost location globally in few products, and that continues. We are further becoming more competitive. So the expectation is that first of all, any opportunity around those products, we will support our global parent. There are few products, for example, we are also in the export market directly supplying it to customers like BMW. We make one of the advanced product here, the electronic control for air suspension of the BMW car are made here. And we see in such specific segment, we see a good growth. BMW itself is growing globally, and these products are suitable even for EV and any new technologies that are going to come. And so one is competitive positioning. We continue to become cost competitive. Second, technologies, advanced technologies that we are supporting the customers from here. We are trying. That business is also growing. And still, but this is in the area of only the braking related products or the work that we did in the former WAPCO in the ECAS or electronic control air suspension for car business. And our expectation is that when we have the Oragadam site, we'll be seeing more opportunities to support the other area also to our parent. But right now it's only we need to really prove, we need to really convince, and we need to really demonstrate that it should be the place to use our products.
Right, sir. Thank you very much. And just last, with your permission, I can just one last question. With a complete portfolio of products where we can leverage each other's presence, do you think we can move in terms of a better percentage beyond commercial vehicle into other areas of automobile?
Yeah, but right now we are seeing the light duty vehicles where we are already having a small portfolio, but we are trying to expand this in the aftermarket space. And trailer is another very important growing segment. Trailer. So and the connected business, connected technology. Now we have actually launched a separate vertical for digital business services, which I talked about as a connected solution. There is no limit. It's not restricted to commercial vehicles. We can provide the service to any vehicle, any transportation requirements. So we see that there is a scope, but again, our current focus is to drive in the commercial vehicle side and build our competency further and then look at opportunities beyond.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Jinal Seth from Avriga Capital Advisors. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, Mr. Kanyapan. Firstly, I would like to, I truly appreciate the fact that the transparency of your presentation over time has only kept improving. That really helps. So I thank you for that. And coming to the question that in the last quarter, in Q4, the last call, you did mention that the current content per truck is around 45,000, and if all the new technology were to come to India, it could go to around 135,000 per truck. Now, all these new products that we were talking about, Does this capture this upside, or there could be further upside?
Yeah. Normally what we do, we always compare with the similar market. So some of this data, what we share is, maybe Brazil or a market like that where currently they are operating at this level. So that we always see that's a runway that is available in front of us. And of course, some of the products what I presented also is a part of that. Okay, in the original breaking itself, there are some markets where they are, 3 times of what India value per vehicle is. But then now there is a certain transformation takes place in the industry. Many new opportunities come like the electric mobility area, and again, still the market is very nascent stage, and many players will come in, but we are trying to find a strong position in certain product portfolio. So all these things should actually drive our content, but we always look at that. That's an opportunity in front of us.
Okay, and I'm aware that one of our key competitors has been Nordbremse, but in the last few years with new technologies coming to India, have we seen a similar pace from the competition side, or not really?
Okay, normally we don't comment on the competition, but our roadmap is very clear. With ZF, we becoming a part of ZF, our position is becoming much stronger. We're no longer limited to a braking system. As I said today, I tried to give a picture of the connected solutions. What ZF WAPCO built a connected vehicle solution portfolio in Europe by acquiring a company Transix. In India, we worked with some startups, and of course, with the support of our global colleagues, we built the business. Today, we reached a decent position, 90,000 vehicles connected to us. We are now on a monthly basis, we are selling about 7,000, 6,000 new. We are adding new vehicles to our account. Aftermarket, there's a huge opportunity. So we are looking at the market much different now from our past. We are no longer a braking system company alone. So that's the way I would like to answer. You can see the electric mobility also is giving a very good opportunity, a lot of pipeline of technologies that are going to. So the capabilities are completely different, very two big players coming together, and the opportunities are expanding in a big way.
Okay, so in that light, then the new products, are they more solutions and less of products with higher material costs? Can we think about it that way?
Sorry, can you say it again?
So the new product launches that we're talking about, are they more solutions based and less of products with higher material costs?
Yeah. So we see the market, in my view, will move in a manner that all these manufacturing companies like us need to look at more like a position ourselves like a tech company, So it's an evolution. If you look at our connected solution, it's like a tech company type of thing. You have a digital solution. So here it's more on what type of solution you are giving and how it is differentiating yourself versus the competition, and that helps you to really, For example, I was telling about subscription. Monthly subscription I can keep increasing if I give more solutions to the fleet, and that is where we will differentiate, because many of the solutions we are developing as a global solution. We will be able to, those customers who are connected to our platform, we will be able to offer those solutions as a add-on feature for which you can upsell, sell at a higher price. So more and more solution based. Still the well-known technologies will continue to be there, but we see your point is very right that more and more solution-driven approach is coming. Already we are into it in some areas.
Okay. Thank you so much, and good luck to you all.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Krishna Kumar from Lion Hill Capital Private Limited. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Good afternoon, sir. Thank you for the excellent introduction to the product range. So you also mentioned e-drives in the presentation. So do we have plans to make the comprehensive e-drive system in India?
Yes, sir. Actually, the ZF has a very, I would say, advanced product in the area of e-drive, drive, axle drive, etc. So, but we will be launching this product in India. We're working with this is it's a part of the ZF product pipeline. So right now, I'm not in a position to tell what is the route for this, how it will be routed to the customer. Largely, it may or may not come through the listed entity. But again, as I said, we will be seeing opportunities how we can kindly use our capabilities to support the customers, whether it's manufacturing, all those things. But in terms of product, very strong portfolios are available in on the electric drive.
Sure, sir. Sir, and post the Ukraine-Russia issues, have you seen any new global supply opportunity from the parent in terms of shifting locations to India?
No, sir. Actually, the ZF has a clear guideline that this will be controlled at a global level. So India is not looked at separately from that perspective.
Okay. And on the e-compressor, sir, you mentioned that we are already working on that and have localized a lot of technology, etc. So is there an opportunity where we can play a larger role on the global side? Is there a possibility?
Yeah, possibility is there from the perspective of suppose India becomes the best cost location, we can always look at the markets for those other markets to take it from here. So now this is getting localized, and this product also we are trying to make it in the Oregon site where we'll also get some benefit. So with all those things, if we are going to become the best cost location, then definitely there are opportunities to support other markets where they may need a similar product, same product or similar product.
Sure. Sir, and last point, sir, you mentioned that more and more solutions, will be the way forward. So if you look at our parent, where probably they are more into solutions, what kind of margin improvements that one will expect as we move from a product company to a solutions company? What kind of improvement in margin profiles can happen, sir, over longer term?
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not supposed to give that data right now. Maybe we see initially now the way we are currently working in the connect solution is first we a lot of investment we have to make to start these initiatives, etc. So we're trying first to make the business profitable. So I'm happy to say that we are actually in the profit zone. But we need to have, of course, I don't know right now. I'm not in a position to tell you how much it will be, but in future calls, if I have some data, I will be able to share. But today, I'm not in a position to share.
Sure, sir. So thank you very much, sir, and wish you all the best, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Shashank Kanodia from ICICI Securities. Please go ahead.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir. Sir, ADS as a technology is new to India, right? So we have just a plentiful of passenger vehicle models supporting this technology. So just wanted to get a sense, how has been the OEM response to this your offering of ADS solutions, and how do you see the penetration levels going forward?
Sorry, can you say it again? I couldn't get the question.
Yeah. So I'm saying that ADAS as a technology is new to India, right? So we have just a plentiful of passenger vehicle models supporting this technology. You bringing these solutions for the commercial vehicle space, how has been the OEM response, and how do you see its potential and penetration going forward?
Yeah, thank you. So we have been working with some of the Indian OEMs at least 4 years. We have been working on this, and it has reached a good level of maturity right now. And going forward, we will be soon we expect some of them to launch this technology. So we are partnering with many of the Indian OEMs. At least one or two of them they will launch soon. But so it's very mature stage. Adopt the big portfolio of technologies. It starts with the warning, forward collision warning, just like giving warning. Then you have it gives warning, but also partially applied brake. Right. I call it collision mitigation. So even if there's a collision, then the impact is less. So then of course there are technologies are available which will actually stop the truck or a bus, even if the driver doesn't, he is not alert. It is autonomous emergency braking. All these technologies are already there. But then it's needed a lot of tweaking. You need to really test it. So many thousands of kilometers we have to really test and collect data. All that process has been completed. So now it will also come as a mandate. In our expectation, maybe 2025 and all that. Some features of these regulations. This will come through regulation. In India, at least some customers will be launching it in the next 1 year time in the truck.
Okay. And sir, how does it help us in the content per vehicle journey? So from 45 or 48,000 that we are right now, what kind of incremental content per vehicle can we see from ADAS?
Again, depends on what functionality they are going to take. But typically, it's an add-on type of thing. You start at one level and then keep on adding. You can probably tentatively take to the basic level maybe around 25,000.
25,000?
Yeah, 25,000.
Okay. And sir, do we have technology for the similar solutions in PV as well, given that technology is right now being accepted mainly in the PV space, or we just stick to the CV domain?
We are only limiting to CV. Commercial vehicles.
Okay. Right, sir. Secondly, sir, on the MSCV side, sir, what is the sense that you're getting from customers regarding the volume growth for this year? Any clues would be really helpful.
Look, customers are very positive. Actually, at least our interaction with some of the customers they are very positive at least in the rest of the period.
So we could see something like 25-30% volume growth this year for the industry in the MSCV space.
See, it is we track the calendar year.
Right.
And it could our expectation is to be in the range of 25-30%.
Okay.
The calendar year.
Calendar, right. And sir, lastly, if you can share what will be the capex spend for this year and next year.
Sorry.
The capex capital expenditure for this year and next year.
Yeah, I will request our CFO to answer this question.
So this year it will be in the range of 120 crores, and by next year we'll also have the new plant. So for that it will be another additional 70-80 crores. So all next year could be anything like 180 crores.
So this year you think 120 crores, and next year 70 to 80 crores, right?
170, 180 crores.
170, 180 crores. Fine, sir. Understood. Thank you so much, sir. Wish you all the best.
Thank you. Due to time constraint, the last question will be from the line of Nishant from Elara. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi sir, good afternoon. Thank you for taking my question. So recently in a news article, the ZF mentioned that they're targeting roughly 3 billion euro revenues from India geography. But I believe we've been talking about some figure like 1 billion euros. So could you just explain what is the diversion and the roadmap to same?
Yeah, the 3 billion is overall business from India. ZF has many product lines and many divisions. So commercial vehicle is one of those divisions. So the commercial vehicle, the 1 billion is for commercial vehicle business by 2030. There are other businesses, joint ventures, and so many things. All put together, maybe it's 3 billion because my focus is only commercial vehicle, and we are targeting a billion euro business by end of this quarter.
Okay, and thank you for that. And I believe that we mentioned that around 75% of these revenues would be accrued to WAPCO, I mean, of the 1 billion that the ZF has been targeting. So, is that correct?
I don't know the exact this is largely today, maybe what you said, about 75% of the overall business, maybe through the taking of the farmer WAPCO, this one. But that's the current situation. Things could change, but we are now looking at mostly on the commercial vehicle as such. We see an opportunity of almost 3 times growing. Maybe we can take the same similar ratio for the farmer WAPCO products.
Thank you, sir. And the last question, I think this quarter we saw some gross margin expansion. How do we see the trend from here? Are we getting the price revisions from customers? How do we see the gross margin trend improving, or your take on it?
Yeah, thank you. So I will request our CFO to take this call.
So as you would have heard the MD explain about the various actions we had taken from the cost reduction perspective and also the price recovery. Yes, they are gaining traction. We're also positively benefited by a strong mix. We are seeing good expansion in the aftermarket. So all these are aided this quarter, and we are looking at continuing this way. We will be continuing our efforts, and unless some other headwinds happen, we should continue in this trend and also continue to improve. That's the effort.
Okay, so your RM outlook would be like it would be softening from this point.
So it will be when we have a clear indication from the market that the RM is softening. So what we have secured as increase also we may have to be given back. So ideally speaking, we have to look at the benchmarks at which we have set the prices with our customers, and then see how much we transfer back in the form of a price reduction, so on and so forth. But it will definitely have a benefit in terms of the contribution load, because if you are transferring on P to P basis, it should give us some benefit from the contribution load perspective. However, we will be watching it very carefully and see to that we protect our interest as much as possible.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you. That's it from my side.
Thank you.
Thank you. We have reached the end of question and answer session. I would now like to hand the conference over to the management for closing comments.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I don't have anything more to say. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining.
Thank you all. Thank you, Gerard sir. Thank you, Chorus team.
Thanks, sir. Thanks.
Thank you. On behalf of Batliwala and Karani Securities, that concludes the conference. Thank you for joining us. You may now disconnect your lines.